Way Siemi, Kiambote. I see people are coming on. They see me going live. I decided to hop on here. All right, all right. We'll see who else jumps on here shortly. Yes, sister. Sorry for this light. Let's see if I can't move it a little bit. Sorry about this. It's because of my chair sitting at. All right. Kiambo natatanzambi ya Mazulu. Kim fumu chakuisa. I know it's 10:37 p.m. where I'm at, October the 4th. This is going to be a video. I know Mikhail Massa, I haven't finished watching his, but I saw what he made. I don't know if Ben Yanata has made one. First, I want to give Kimbo and glory and honor to Tatanzambi and Pungu Talendo for all that he is doing during this time. I thank the Most High for continuing to help our people move forward. Kimbo, hallelujah. Ingeta. Well, as more people start to come on, as you can see, I'm live. If not, I'll just talk because I want to bring this to our people. Not many people may join us because I didn't schedule it. Still working on that process. I didn't have time today. Satan's lying signs and wonders. Hallelujah. Kiembu, Kiembu. Hallelujah. 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 Verse 9. 2. Batesalonica Koya Ya Unkolo. This is the Lingala scriptures. I'm going to go to verse 9. Motom boki yangu akoya na nguya ya satana umpe akosala bikamwa ya lolenge nyoso bilembo misala minene ya lokuta mpe lolenge nyoso ya mabe mpo na kokosa bato oyo bazali kokende na libebi pamba te bayambaki te bolingo ya bisolo oyo esengeli ko bikisa bango. Hallelujah. That's verse 9 and 10, where it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Ingeta. Siemi Yamba Bantu Benanzambi. Siemi Gigi. I don't know if anybody else is coming on. They'll probably just have to catch some. So, Satan's lying signs and wonders. So we saw today First of all, honor, forgot about this, honoring Kuswa Kongo. I want to give honor to the Monden Semi, to the Fonleki Congo, all the ancestors, the 24 elders, all of the descendants of Isolele, the righteous of Adama through our ancestry, and even to now. So again, before I get too deep, we'll see if any more people come on. Let's see, somebody's messaging me, brother Chilombo. Got you. Siemi Tonya Bumburi. Sorry if I say that last name incorrect. My apologies. Ay. So 6 hours, and $6 billion lost. The stock market took a tumble, as we saw today. I kind of expected something today. I talked about this, that it was the anniversary of the change in the Gregorian calendar. Um, as of course, it did not disappoint. The Most High is gracious to let us know these things. It was a little frustrating because we had people on WhatsApp that we wanted to talk to, and it shut down. But it kind of gave me a perspective, just like Yaya was talking about on the channel. Are we prepared for the times when the social media networks began to fail us? Are we really prepared? Now, one thing that I will say, okay, is I know that Tatanzambi is always prepared. He's never caught off guard. He knows everything that's going on. He knows all the things that these people are doing. He understands every aspect of this world. He knows exactly how the players are playing out, and he's always ahead of the game. I will say that with that being said, I know that there will be means provided to where we will be able to come together and connect with one another. The reason why I say that is, let's go back to Kamata in the Old Testament. When we look at the time now, contrary to what they teach you in the books, Kemet was more modernized than the way they portray it in the cartoons and the movies. There was machinery, there was a lot of things that was there that people don't know because they hide a lot of things about the truth. Because if you teach these things, then it ruins the narrative that America created all the modern technology. And then you have to ask yourself, well, how did they get it that long ago if people were not supposed to be that advanced? And it just goes back to the deception we have on our people, the fact that we don't realize everything repeats itself. They just have to hide that aspect. So, one of the things we know is that we were able to come together even in those times when our people were cut off. Now, in these days, we don't know what the Most High intends to do. We'll just have to see how the Mwanda leaves us, the Mwanda Veleda. And one thing that's very important for us to make a serious assessment of is, are you ready to do the things necessary to prepare yourself for the unexpected? So we, as Banabetu, must make sure that we are seeking the Father in spirit and in truth to give us the guidance to help us to lead us to the things we need to do and to the people that can help us. Now, despite what we think about others, the Most High is going to prepare his people for whatever comes. Now, that's assuming that you listen. Sadly, as you can see what's playing out around the world right now, not everybody listens. Okay, excuse me. What I will say is our people have to keep the faith. We have to keep that faith that we will come out of this captivity the way he has planned it. Nobody can stop the Most High. Nobody can stop the Tanzambi. He will win every war. When you know you've lost a war, the Most High wasn't there. That's what people don't understand. When Isolele fought wars and the Most High wasn't there, we either lost it or we suffered major casualties in the process. But when the Most High was there, it was like we knew that it was not going to be any discussion that we would succeed. Because when he is, I guess, the true meaning of when he is for us and who is against us is the fact that the Malekis fight alongside of us. Now, we need to be prepared for the unexpected when it comes to the lying signs and wonders. I remember when I was getting ready to go to back to visit Angola for the first time that I'd ever been to Africa, Yumbu. I was speaking to a couple of people before I left. One didn't even know I was going, the other one did. And the one thing that was discussed was preparedness. Expect the unexpected, prepare for anything, which means if you don't know what you might anticipate, have a way to think about scenarios that could possibly impact what comes. Okay. Now we know when the Most High lead us out of here, just like he did before, he provides everything that we need. But now comes the time when we have to prepare for the changes that are coming. So you see, first of all, what happened with Facebook can happen with Twitter. I already know it's going to happen with Twitter because it's had some signs of that. It may happen with YouTube because we've seen outages with YouTube. Um, Bottom, I guess, is an app that people use to call without long distance. Um, you know, various social media platforms. And the reason being is because the truth is starting to impact the highest levels. Okay. They knew it was starting to catch fire. They did everything that they could to throw agents in it to keep people off balance. But the one thing that they're noticing and has continued to notice is it's catching fire, it's picking up steam, and it's not slowing down. Okay. So one of the things the enemy is trying their best to do is to eliminate communication. And what they fail to realize is one of the most high secret weapons against that is the ability to speak to each other without talking. This is something the Mwan Semi has given the ability for us in the past, and of course, how to signal one another in ways that are unconventional. Now, of course, those type of things we'll have to wait and see what the Malekis and the Most High will show us what to do, but we know they're coming. If you remember, let's go to Exodus. When the children of Isolele had to do something in preparation for the plagues, let's go to Exodus. Let's see. So let's go to Salama, Muntu Congo. So we know one of the things that happened is the Most High told, he said, first of all, when he met him, he said, Moses said unto Thomas, and behold, when I come unto the children of Isolele, and I shall say unto them, the Tatanzambi of your fathers has sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, what is his name? What shall I say unto them? And Tatanzambi said, Sonini Nanini. And he that thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, Sonini has sent me unto you. And the Most High has moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Mfumo Tatanzambi of your fathers, the Mfumo of Abana, Abraham, and the Mfumo of Isaka, and the Mfumo of Yakubi has sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is for my memorial unto all generations. So Nini Nanini. There's going to be a song coming out with the website that we're doing for Bantu Reeducation TV. That's going to be a deep impact. I'm not going to spill the surprise, but people should like it. Go and gather the elders of Isolele together. Okay? Go and gather the elders of Isolele together and say unto them, the Unfumu of fathers, the Unfumu of Abana, the Unfumu of Nsaka, and the Unfumu of Yakubi appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Kamata. So, when it comes to Satan's lying signs and wonders, okay, we know that one of the tricks he's trying to do is to divide the elders. Whatever time means he uses, he wants to do that because he knows that for us to leave and prepare ourselves for our travel, what did he say to Mosi? Gather the elders of Isolele together. So, what I'm going to say is this is a time for the elders to start to gather together in preparedness for ourselves to leave Kemete or Kamata once again. Now, what is an elder? This is the definition. The Most High, an elder, is, you know, from King Davidi. He was a young king. He was an elder. It's not about age. It's about position. What the Most High calls you. This is why Kintwadi, as we have discussed in other videos, is extremely important. Okay? Kintwadi. Because the elders must come together, and so the people can come together. Because if Isolele sees their elders in unity, then it makes it easier for us to be in unity. Now, this is one of the reasons why that I'm now looking back, and this is kind of what the Mon is leading me to say. Now you see why We have been um, conditioned to disrespect our elders. Hallelujah. See, Muntu Kongo. And that's what I'm saying is the Most High gave instructions to Moses and said that the elders must be in Kintwati. Okay. He said, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Kamata. And I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction. Now remember, affliction is any type of thing that is done to Bantu people that is considered negative. It doesn't matter if it doesn't look bad, if it doesn't seem bad, because one of the tricks that they did this time is to make you feel comfortable. You don't want to leave this place. What are you talking about? You're going into the wilderness. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to go away from a place that's so comfortable, that gives you great things, that allows you to do whatever you want and reach your dreams and all of those different things? Why would you want to leave something like this where you live like a king already, like you're millionaires and you have your own house and you have your own cars and all these different things? And it just goes to show you, when it comes to lying signs and wonders, exactly, the devil, one of his tricks was to make it feel like you belong in his world, to make you feel like, despite what you went through with slavery, despite what you went through with segregation, despite what you went through with integration, now you're comfortable. Now you can be lawyers. Now you can be professional football players and basketball players. Now you can be um, movie stars. Now you can be all these different things. Okay. People love you. Now you can do whatever you want. Be happy. Okay. But again, this is one of the ways he has snared many of us in this time, because of the fact that we were conditioned in another form of religion that wasn't ours. We were conditioned to believe a system that really isn't true. Because one of the biggest deceptions that they like to throw out there to make it feel like you're important, this is a democracy. This is a democracy. And this is why when they use certain words, okay, it makes you feel like, oh yeah, I have a voice. I can speak. We couldn't vote before. Now I have a voice. Now I can say something. I can do something, okay? Despite the fact that no matter what you say, no matter what you do things really change? Or did it just favor those who have power? Like it always has. Okay? So the biggest deception, first of all, you don't live in a democracy. You live in a republic, barely. Okay? Because the electoral college, that many people don't understand, and the reason why they don't get rid of it, is you don't elect the president or anyone of that nature. You elect the person that picks the president, the representative, because that's where the republic is. A republic is, you pick the people who represent you. Now, that's the problem. They say in their words they represent you, but do they really represent you? Well, then what is a lobbyist? What is what they call a business cartel mindset, where the businesses have influence as to how legislation is passed that affects the money flow that comes into this country? So do you really have a voice? And see, that's why Tanzambi is trying to show us, this is the harlot a liar deceiving tongue, the tongue of butter, okay? The forked tongue, the snake tongue, where you think that everything is going to be all right and you make a difference, but when you start getting into the system, you realize it doesn't work that way. They say what they say, but not what they do. So again, Shaitani, lying signs and wonders, has to do with the way they perceive what you see. Okay? How you see the world that is shown to you. Oh, we have the fireworks and we do the different uh, parades and we do all this stuff and we celebrate. Okay, because we love you, America. This is false love. That's why the Most High says when you chase after your lovers will treat you with the love of a harlot because you really they care about you to get to get where they want to be, and then from there it's like, okay, now we do what we want to do, what we need to do, what we tell you is right, what we think is right for the American people, what we think is right for quote unquote black people. Okay, so now with that being said, it goes into what Tatan Zombie talks about. For those who believe the lie, a strong delusion for them that perish. Okay? So now, unto the land of the Canaan, the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. Now, let me show you something. The Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites are in the location, you know the story, the opposite way of where they claim Canaan is. Canaan. Okay? And they shall hearken to thy voice, and thou shalt come, and thou and the elders of Isolele unto the king of Kamata. So here we go. Listen to what it says. And they shall hearken to the voice, and thou shalt come, thou and the elders of Isolele unto the king of Kamata, and ye shall say unto him. So what is this saying? It says the elders are supposed to go to the pharaohs, the leaders for this exodus with those who are going to be like gods to them. Because now every place Bantus are dispersed, that person who controls that environment is a pharaoh. Even in Embo, that person represents the system of Kemet. That's why everywhere you go, you see symbols of Kemeticism all over the place. Even many Kemetists don't even realize this is what the gods of even the white people, that the ones that don't know. Okay, so it says, and ye shall say unto him, the Umfumu of the Bakongos or Bayuda, because Hebrews didn't exist back then. That word is all new. Hath met with us, and now let us go, we beseech thee, 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Most High of our Mfumu. And I am sure that the king of Kamata will not let you go, not by a mighty hand. And I will stretch out my hand and smite Kamata with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof. So, boom. Here's what we have to understand. The difference between the Most High, his wonders, and those of Shaitani. How do we know the difference? How do we know the difference? So the lying signs and wonders, and that's why we say you have to expect the unexpected. What it will do is smite everybody, which is the more reason why we have to be prepared that his lying signs and wonders will also impact Isolele. Okay? So when you see the things that they're going to come out and do, their intentions are to deceive Bantu people as well, Bakongos. But when the Most High does his wonders, the emphasis is on those who are in the harlot and are of the system of Kemet. Okay? Now, why is that significant? Because if you have separated yourself from the harlot, spiritually they know you are no longer a Kemetist. You are no longer a Babylonian. You are no longer a citizen per se. Yeah, you might be on paper, but in the spiritual realm of the secret societies and those who control the system, the pharaohs, you are no longer one of theirs. You resonate differently. Okay? That's very important. Why is it important? Because you want those wonders of the Most High to affect them. Right. Hallelujah. We have to want his wonders are going to affect them and not you. Satani's lying sign and wonders are going to have an effect on you, which is why we will need to have the Mwandan Semi with us, okay? So that they cannot. So when you see what is happening with what just happened with Facebook and others, that is not of the Most High because, okay, the intent is to harm us so we cannot communicate, so that we cannot converse, uh, we cannot interact, we cannot do the things that tell the truth. Okay, so now the beginning of the time of the tears. Okay, this is why we must stay in prayer and fasting and keep the Most High first, because that is the intention of the enemy. Okay, because the Most High, you have the lying signs and wonders of the one who's going to come to deceive, and then you're going to have the Most High sending strong delusions. All that's coming. It's a combined event. Okay, but those that the Most High has called, his wonders will only affect those who did not heed the call. Okay, when we go to the book of Jasher, it talks about this very clearly. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up on this phone. Cause see, without this, I can't really share. But let's see if I can go to it. In the book of Jasher, it goes into a little more depth as to what the Most High is going to do. Um, let's go to, I think it's 47. No, it's more. Okay, so hold on. I think it's in the 80s. Yeah, so here we go. This is going to be more in depth now. Let's go to 78. Let's see. Hold on. All right. This is Jasher 79 verse 8. And Moses rose up to go to Kemet, and he took his wife and his sons with him. Wait a minute. He got kids, children. Did they talk about that in the book of Exodus? And he was at an inn on the road, and then the angel of Tatanzami came down and sought an occasion against him. And he wished to kill him on account of his firstborn son, because he had not circumcised him and had transgressed the covenant which the Most High had made with Abana. For Moses had hearkened to the words of his father in law, which he had spoken to him not to circumcise his firstborn son. Therefore he circumcised him not. I do think this is talking about it in the other scripture too, I forgot. And Zipporah saw the Maliki of the Most High seeking an occasion against Moses, and she knew that this was a thing that was owing to his not have circumcised her own son Gershom. All right, so we know that's an issue that happened there. Let's go down. Let me go to a different spot here. I'm sorry about that. So here we go. And Moses and Aaron rose up early the next day, and they went to the house of the Pharaoh. And they took in their hands the stick of Tatanzami. And when they came to the king's gate, two young lions were confined there with iron instruments, and no person went out or came in from before them, unless those whom the king ordered to come. Now listen to this. When the conjurers came and withdrew the lions by their incantations, and this brought them to the king. So you're seeing now, when we look at Kemet, this is the witchcraft. This is what we talk about when we said, people want to sit there and they want to accuse people in this Bantu awakening. Oh, you're practicing witchcraft. Oh, you're doing spirituality. But what you don't understand is when you're a Kemetist in spirit, when you are doing the type of things that are in deception, and people don't understand, this is why they're already under a spell even now. Okay, that these are there were conjurers, which means wizards, even in Kemet then, and they had to use spells to make the animals obey. Now, where do you see that happening? Even today, Siegfried and Roy, magician shows, all these different things people use. You see them doing the abracadabra stuff on people and on animals. Okay, so they're saying that to get these animals to go, you have to cast a spell, or else what? They'll tear you to pieces, right? So here's what happens. This is how you can tell. This is why we say the Most High is going to make us a God figure. He's going to make us Tatanzambi unto these kings once again. And of course, Kuswa Kongo and the Mwana Semi I'm sure, will be a part of this, because of the fact that it is going to be the army of Isolele that comes to be a part of this. Okay, but it says here, and Moses hastened and lift up the stick upon the lions, and he loosed them. Then Moses and Aaron came into the king's house. The lions also came with them in joy, and they followed them and rejoiced as a dog rejoices over his master when he comes from the field. So see, the spirit, the Mwanda of the Most High will make the animals around us excited to know it's time. They will recognize the power. They will know the Most High. They will see and feel the spirit. Okay, that they're happy because what? They got let out of the cage. They're no longer, so that's kind of symbolic of the tribe of Judah, Simba Wayuda, the tribe of the children of Isolele, we are now coming out of our cage of bondage mentally and physically. Okay, like I did a video before, it talks about we are similar to the circumstances of being dogs on a chain or dogs on what we call a shock collar. That they let you go so far, and boom, you can't go too far. You got to come back. You got to reel you back in. Okay. So now, and if you go too far, you get put where? In a cage. This is when you take these people. I was like, man, I gotta make it. I gotta do something about my life. I gotta. I'm suffering. I'm struggling. I gotta make this money. I gotta do something. Okay. So you lose the wits about you because of that. That's not living free. People understand that. Okay. Now, of course, we have to do the Most High's work. We have to have a job. We have to support our families. But again, the system, when you have a system that's rigged that controls a lot of that and how you receive that, you have to go by the rules of the system to allow that to become its reality. And the more you believe in the system, the more you're rewarded. And people don't understand that. That's why they do the grading system through schools, and your GPAs and all of that determine whether and how much you actually believe. Now, it doesn't say you can't be smart. I didn't say that. But what it also tells them is, oh, we can pick these people because that's what they do. They pick the ones that demonstrate ability, and they want to reward them as much as possible. So it makes it look like they're succeeding over those who have not. Okay. Remember, we live in a rewarded system of carnal things. The more you have, the better you look. Okay. And that's not the Most High's way. We know that. So then, uh, when the Pharaoh saw this thing, he was astonished at it. So here you have a man who is a godlike figure, okay? And he is astonished by this. Now, of course, when we talk about the lying signs and wonders, okay, the conjurers had to use lying signs and wonders to mesmerize these lions to do what they want. That is what's happening to us. That is symbolic of that. They're losing the line. Yeah, come, they got the stuff on TV. Oh, come buy this, come buy that. There's actually an algorithm in sales that was set up to where they want you to think like a 12-year-old when it comes to shopping, so that you will constantly think you need to buy stuff when you really don't need it. So what it does is it keeps you in the mindset of spending unnecessarily so that it continues to build the wealth in their favor. But then they only give you back a little bit of the profits while they have the bulk of the money. Okay? That's how it works. Businesses, they reel you in, but what do they do for our people? Okay, when I was in Angola, there was a highly expensive mall I went into, but yet you could see all the impoverished people around it. Now, many of the businesses were high end type places. How much money do you think they really give back to the community of Angola, of Luanda? Okay? If these businesses truly cared about the people, okay, you wouldn't have many of the problems you see in that city today. But there's obviously a discrepancy. So the concept is to make it look like they're doing good for you through all of their manipulations and wonders and mindset, but really they're sending the wealth out and giving to other people. Okay. So now, and he was greatly terrified at the report. So see, here's how you know the difference between the lying signs of Isaiah of the Most High and the lying signs of Shaitani. Those who serve Shaitani will fear you, not the other way around. You see people who get scared. Oh my gosh, this is coming for me. This is going to happen. They have that fear. Like you see what's happening now. No, when you have the presence of the Most High with you, those in power will feel shaken. How do they do that? What kind of power do they possess? Who are you? That was this. That let me tell you something. Okay, when people came to people like Kambangu and Toko, that was one thing that was really standing out. The Roman Empire sends a delegate to Angola to ask Simon Toko, who are you? And this is the most powerful institution on the planet when it comes to religion. But yet they were shaken by the reports. Just like it says, when the Pharaoh was shaken and terrified from the report, the Vatican was shaken by the reports they were hearing about what this man was doing. Who is this guy? We need to find out. You know, the Kabbalah. Who is this guy? See, the Most High Spirit will cause those in power to shake. Just like it says in the book of Hanoka, you will shake. Okay? This is imperative to understand, representing the Most High's, and see the Most High's wonders will also cause those who are with that system to shake and quiver and wonder what is going on. Okay? Shaitani's lying signs and wonder, for those of us who are woken, we're going to be like, man, what is this? This is stupid. This is crazy. What is that? We can tell it's not, something's not right with this. You see what I'm saying? We will know. Okay? So when it says, okay, now listen to this. And their appearance was like the appearance of the children of the Most High. So they look like a Maleki. They look like, whoa, who are these people? They look like, they don't look human. Okay? So when you start seeing people like this show up, you know it's time to go. You know things are about to happen. You know things are about to get done. Because this is what they're this is what they're anticipating. They're looking for, where are these people at? Have they changed yet? Do you see anybody that has power? Do you see anybody that's doing anything out of the ordinary? They're looking at the stuff we're doing on our YouTube channels, okay? Wait a minute. This person's healing. This person's doing this. This person's doing that. What's going on? We see that the spirit world is moving because when they pray, the angels are moving, they're doing stuff. What kind of power do these people have? Okay? So the Most High's wonders will come with astonishment to the leaders. Shaitani's lying signs and wonders will only be to those who don't know any better. Because the other people, the leaders will know, oh yeah, he about to do this, he about to do something, we've been warned, get prepared. They won't be astonished by it because they will want to make sure that they are out of the way when he comes to do his stuff. Okay, we're going to hide over here while he does that. And we're going to, so we don't be a part of that. But when the Most High come, oh, okay. And Pharaoh said to Moses, what do you require? And they answered him, saying, the Umfumu Tatanzambi of the Bakongo Bayuda has sent us to thee, to send forth my people that they may serve me. Now, look what it says, to serve me, not to serve him, but to serve me. So, who is speaking? Who is speaking? This is when we try to tell people when the Most High is in you and you're with the Most High is speaking to Pharaoh. Okay? And when Pharaoh heard these words, he was greatly terrified before them, and he said, go today and come back tomorrow. And they did according to the word of the king. Okay? So he's going to ponder what they're saying. Okay, maybe I need to let these people go, right? He's terrified. So they had gone. Pharaoh sent for. Here's how you know. Listen to this. This is didn't they say Kuswa Kongo casted out demons in the name of Balaam? Listen to this. And when they had gone, Pharaoh sent for Balaam, the magician, and to Janus and Jambres, which is where you get Jamboree and when you get January from, by the way, his sons, and to all the magicians and conjurers. So here's what's going to happen. Getting ready to happen. When we show up with the Most High's power, and this is going to be really the false Messiah as part of this too. He's going to call all of his people that do witchcraft. They're going to be like, okay, we just been contacted by the creator of the Bakongo people. Okay, they're going to have a council. Hey, what we going to do about this? Okay, and which belonged to the king, and they all came and sat before the king. And the king told them all the words which Moses and his brother Aaron had spoken to him. And the magician said to the king, but how came the men to thee on account of the lions which were confined at the gate? So, of course, they're astounded by this too. And the king said, because they lifted up their rod against the lions and loosed them and came to me, and the lions also rejoiced to them, as a dog rejoices to meet his master. And Balaam, the son of Beor, remember the donkey that spoke? Okay. The magician answered the king, saying, these are not. Now listen to this. This is what's going to happen, people. When we start coming out to them with power and lying signs and wonders, and this is why even now they're calling us witchcraft, okay? They're calling us conjurers, because listen to what it's going to say. These are none else than magicians like ourselves. Okay? So these wannabe gods are going to sit there and say, they're sitting there saying, these magicians are saying, see, this can't be real. This is witchcraft like what we do. Because remember, there's many Bantu people on the other side now that are doing witchcraft. So they're going to be coming in and seeing us coming with the Most High, and they're going to be like, no. See, this is just the same people as us. They just doing certain things, okay? We must remember that. Hallelujah. Okay? Now, therefore, it says, send for them and let them come, and we will try them. And the king did so. So now, here's what we can expect when we get ready to come out of this place. They're going to put those who come from the Most High to the test. They want to see, did the Most High really send you? Or you just a game? Is this really what, are you guys just people playing with us? Or is this for real? Okay? Now, therefore, and in the morning, the Pharaoh sent for Moses and Aaron to come before the king, and they took the rod of the Most High and came to the king and spoke to him, saying, thus says Tatansambi of the Bakongo, send my people that they may serve me. So I guess they're saying again, let us go. Okay? And the king said, but who will believe you that you are messengers of the Most High and that you come to me by his order? Okay? Now, therefore, Give a wonder or a sign in this matter, and then the words which you speak will be believed. So here you go. We got Shaitani's lying signs and wonders. We got the Most High's signs and wonders. So they're asking for a proof that you're not working for who? Like them, because the magicians know their power comes from the, the place of darkness. Okay? They know this. They want to see, wait a minute, where's your power coming from? Okay? So now, and Aaron hastened and threw the rod out of his hand before Pharaoh and before his servants, and the rod turned into a serpent. Okay, remember, what is the significance of the serpent? Now, there's actually a prophecy that was told that this would come to pass, that the Most High's serpent would dominate theirs, even before they did it. Now, I can't remember what scriptures it was. I think it's further in the maybe book of Jasher, maybe some others. But many of our elders were saying we knew that the Most High would prevail. Okay. And they said, okay. And the sorcerer saw this, and they cast each man his rod upon the ground, and they became serpents. This is a lying sign and wonder of Shaitani. And what it is showing you is it matched power for power. So how do you know who is going to prevail in this? Okay? Because the Most High's rod turned into a serpent, their rod turned into a serpent. This is how the false Messiah is going to do some things, people. Y'all don't even know. It's going to be similar, but his is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot bigger because it's going to resemble what Kuswa Kongo was doing. Okay. Now, and the serpent of Aaron's rod lifted up its head and opened its mouth to swallow the rods of the magicians. So the Most High's wonder is going to conquer the lying signs and wonder. Okay? So now, how do we know the difference between the Most High's wonders in this time and Shaitani's lying signs and wonders? Is the Most High's wonders will overcome their wonders. That's why when you see something, it's like, okay, let me see what's about to happen next. Hold up. And if the Most High does something and his wonder comes and it overshadows theirs, then you know who's who. Okay? Then you know who's what's really going on. See, those who are in the land of deception, they will be already mesmerized by the first sign. Whoa, wow, look at that. Whoa, what is that? But then the Most High sign will come. If you fall for that, then you'll see another sign come and it's like, wait a minute, that's more powerful. Something else just happened. Okay. Balaam the magician answered and said, this thing has been from the days of old. Now listen, okay, this is what I was talking about. He prophesied this. Listen to what he's going to say. Balaam the magician answered and said, this thing has been from the days of old, that a serpent should swallow its fellow, and the living things devour each other. So he's saying this is a prophecy. This ain't nothing new. Okay? But the Most High even shows us, he's giving us a prophecy of how he's going to bring us out of Kamata, how he's going to bring us out of Babylon. Okay? That his wonders will be a lot more powerful than they can handle. But at the same time, their wonders will not be something that you can just laugh at. Because some of them are going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. Is that the Most High? Wait a minute, that might be the Most High. Okay? So this is why in Matthew 24:24, it says, okay, that he will deceive even the elect. Hallelujah. Okay? He can deceive even the elect if you don't pay attention. All right? So now, why is this so important? Because we're getting to the point where our world is going to see increasing signs and wonders. The scientists are going to start saying things that are going to be like what these magicians are saying that the Most High is doing, but they're going to try to explain it in the form of science. But it's really the Most High, you see, because that's what they're doing. Now it says, "Now therefore restore it to a rod as it was at first, and we will also restore our rods as they were at first. And if thy rod shall swallow our rods, then shall we know that the spirit of Tatanzambi is in thee. If not, thou art only an artificer like unto ourselves." So they knew the prophecy was the rod would turn back into its stick. So they had knowledge of this. And when they were restored to the rod of Aaron swallowed up their rods. And when the king saw this thing, he ordered the book of records that related to the kings of Kamata to be brought, and they brought the book of records to the chronicles of the kings of Kamata, in which all the idols of Kamata were inscribed. So see, these people know their gods. The people we're going to face, they know the difference between their gods and our God. They know that they have them all in the book. That's what the Helios Biblios was, the book of the dead that talked about their gods. Okay, that's where it comes from. Okay, so now when the king saw this thing, he ordered the book of records that related to the king, and they brought the book, and the chronicles were inscribed. For they thought of defining there in the name of Yehovah. Now this says Jehovah here, but it's Yehovah. Okay, but they found it not, because we said Yehovah, Tatanzambi, Yaambi, Yambi, Yaabi. Okay, they're looking for this name of this deity. So it goes to show you they did not know the Most High the way we knew the Most High, because they're saying he's not in our book. And Pharaoh said unto Moses and Aaron, "Behold, I have not found the name of your God." So apparently they knew that there was a name that they had given, but they didn't find it. Congo, okay, written in this book, and his name, I know it not. So again, as they trying to test the Most High even today, they're trying to destroy him. They're trying to, do the things that they're trying to get at him and our people. They're gonna look at us and like, man, we don't know who you're talking about. You guys are delusional. We don't know this person. Man, get out of here. Y'all talking craziness. Okay, we're not letting nobody, because we know they know what happens when we leave. Okay, and the counselors and wise men. Now, listen. These are counselors and wise men. Answered the king, "We have heard that the Most High of the Bakongo is a son of the wise, the son of the ancient kings." And Pharaoh turned. Now listen to this. He said, "We have heard that the God, the Most High of the Bakongo, is a son of the wise, the son of ancient kings." Wait a minute. Why are they saying that? Okay, that's very interesting. And Pharaoh turned to Moses and Aaron and said, "Say to them, I know not the Mfumu who you have declared, neither will I send his people." And they answered and said to the king, "The Mfumu of Mfumus is his name." So Sonini Nanini, of course. "And he proclaimed his name over us from the days of our ancestors, and sent us, saying, Go to Pharaoh and say unto him, Send my people that they may serve me. Now therefore send us that we may take a journey for 3 days in the wilderness, and there make a sacrifice to him, for from the days are going down to Kamata. And he has now taken from our hands either burnt offering, oblations, or sacrifice. If thou wilt not send us his anger will be kindled against thee, and he will smite Kamata either with the plague or with the sword. So there can be either or. Something is coming. Now, here's the twist in the game. You have a group of people who believe they belong to the Most High in the form of religion. That they're looking at this rapture thing. They're looking at the Most High going to bring them up. They're going with Jesus. Okay, but what they fail to understand is they fell for, just like many of us did, the lying signs and wonders already that Second Thessalonians was talking about. The Most High, He woke us up from those lying signs and wonders to show us that you were the victim of conjurers doing parlor tricks, not the real ones. And because of that, you suffered affliction because you went after these false gods. Okay? Now, in this particular situation, we committed sin by sending Yosef into Kamata, which resulted in our captivity. Now, this time, we went after, this is the sad part about it, we went after Balaam. Now, check this out. Who was Baal? Who was Balaam? The magician that we fought against in Kamata is who we have been conjured by these last 400 plus years. So this spirit is back. Okay? Now, and Pharaoh said unto them, tell me now his power and his might. And they said to him, he created the heaven and the earth, the seas and all the fish. He formed the light, created the darkness, caused rain upon the earth and watered it, and he made the herbage and grass to sprout. He created muntu and beast and the animals of the forest and the birds of the air and the fish of the sea. By his mouth they live and die. Okay? Now listen, this is the part that's going to really trip the king out. Surely he created thee in thy mother's womb and put thee the breath of life and reared thee and placed upon the royal throne of Kamata. So he's even telling, now this is where many people get twisted about leadership in this country. They tell the Pharaoh, the Most High put you there. He's the reason why you even have this seat. So we cannot say when there's a president up there that the Most High didn't have a hand in it. Okay? Because there's going to be a man sitting up there. I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why there's this reluctancy to put Trump back in the presidency. Because the Most High has anointed him to release us. He is really the king of Babylon. Okay? The system is fighting our release. They know that, remember they called him King Cyrus at one point. Now, of course, he wasn't like the original King Cyrus, but it was King Cyrus who the Most High anointed to let the people go out of Babylon. But see, the fallen angels are like, oh no, you let these people go up out of here, we got a problem. So this is why you're even seeing how they're fighting with Facebook, how they're fighting us on social media, how they're coming against us as much as they can to say, oh no, these people can't go. Why? Because they know what happens. We've been through enough captivities that they realize you let these people get up out of here, We're going to be at their feet, like it says in Revelation 3 and 9, and we're also going to be broke. No money. The Great Reset. This is what they're talking about. But everybody else is deceived. Hallelujah. All right. So, and I'm almost done. I wasn't sure if y'all was still there because I didn't see anybody say anything, but I guess y'all just listening. Okay. So now listen to this. When they told Pharaoh that the Most High had a hand in putting him in his seat, he got mad. He said, and the anger of the king was kindled at the words, and he said unto him, but who amongst all the gods of nations can do this? This is when the Most High keeps talking about many of these people think, okay, they're wannabe gods. They think they put themselves there. They think that they did it. They think it's by their own hands. But they don't realize the scripture says he allows the nations to rise and fall. Okay? So that he sits there and he laughs at these people saying, I let you do this. You have no understanding. You think you did this. You think you did all these things. No, it was him. Okay? And he drove them from him in order to labor. Now listen to this. Y'all got to understand, this is why it's becoming down so hard, especially with what they're trying to put on us right now. And he drove them from him and ordered the labor upon Isolele to be more severe than it was yesterday and before. All right, sister. So listen, again, the Most High is trying to show us just because we want them to let us go and they don't, they're going to have to secretly, because they can't tip off the hands of the wannabes, they're going to make life hell on the Banabetu. But they can do it in different ways. You saw an example of what happened with Haiti. How do you think that happened? That was revenge, people. That was revenge against the Most High. Zola, hallelujah. They did that to make our life hell because they know the Most High wants us out of here. That was their answer to him to say, we are not letting these people go and giving you back nothing. I remember even hearing a lady who was talking about the reparations. She's like, they have to prove they came from slavery to get any of this money. And the Most High is like, no, that's not how it's going to go down. They think like that. Okay? Now, and I'm almost done. It says, and Moses and Aaron went out from the kids present. They saw the children of Isolele in an evil condition. Okay? For the taskmasters had made their labor exceedingly heavily. So again, when these people that run the system, they see that the Most High is trying to push the agenda. Now, because it's a more modernized state, the deception that they use is the media to hide the fact that they know that they sending out the police to hurt us. That they know that they sending out the workers to make our work harder on us. So it's not what the brews say because of witchcraft. No, see, you have to understand you already in witchcraft. You already in it, okay? When the Most High is telling them to do something, okay, it's because they don't want to do it. So they intentionally make it hard on you. No, what's happening to Haiti is not because of that. Yes, they have that problem, okay? But see, in reality is they know in this Bantu awakening, we're calling us to let us go. And they don't want to hear that. So what they're going to do is make us suffer. This is why you see what's going on in Africa right now. This is why you see this is why you see what's going on in Europe right now, in America, South America. Okay, do you realize? Okay, when you choose not to take that jab, they're gonna make your life. They're gonna try to make it hard on you because you're not following the rules of Kemet, even though they know that this is the first vaccine ever with more deadlier diseases that they're forcing down your throat that they never did before. This is the answer. Okay, they know. Okay, so now where he says, and Moses returned to the Umfumu and said to the Most High, why hast thou ill-treated thy people? For since, see, this is why, see, like I say the same thing sometimes the Most High. Wow, but they're taking it out. When I saw what was going on with the Haitians, I'm like, man, they're taking it out on us. I know what this is. It's not what they're going to tell you. It's they're taking it out on us. Okay? And they said, for since I came to speak to the Pharaoh, what thou didst send me for, it has extremely ill used the children of Isolele. And the Most High said to Moses, behold, thou wilt see with an outstretched hand and heavy plagues, Pharaoh will send the children of Israel Isolele from this land. So now what we have to realize is when we come before this false Messiah figure who eventually will be sitting, he is going to do similar things to us because the Most High is going to make us a God before this false Messiah and the people that are with him. Okay, and he's going to look at it like, and he's like, no, I am Kuswa Kongo. I am the one. I am the Christ. You are imposters. Okay, but then because of Eliah and Hanok and all the other things that's going to happen, the Most High is going to stretch out his plagues. Right? Hey, you're not the, hey, brother, Kimball. The Most High is going to stretch out, okay, his hand to cause plagues to be upon these people, and they're going to look at this false Messiah like, hey, what's going on here? And then what's he going to do? Oh, watch me. I'm going to replicate this and I'll show you what it is. And I'll show you and see it's nothing to be concerned about. This is going to be the lying signs and wonders that this fallen being is going to demonstrate so that our people, the Banabetu, will seem like you're not doing anything special. So why should we let you go? You're not, look, our Messiah can do the same thing your Messiah can do. And Eliah prophesied that in his apocalypse, okay, when he said, this Messiah will do everything that Kuswa Kongo did except raise the dead. And this is where the agenda of, dare I say, so-called shell people play a role, okay? Because when you call his ability into question to raise the dead, he will manifest people like as if he did it when he really didn't do it. It's a lying signs and wonder. Okay? So essentially, he's going to be laughing saying, I'm not letting, you guys aren't going anywhere. Okay? So when we go to the next portion of this, now listen to this. After it took, now see, this is why people keep saying, oh, I'm in a rush to go. I'm ready to get out of here. Look at this. This was the first year that they went to go see the Pharaoh. It was 2 years later before he sent them back. It says, at the end of 2 years, the Most High again sent Moses to Pharaoh to bring forth the children of Isolele and to send them out of the land of Kamata. And Moses went and came to the house of the Pharaoh and spoke to him with the words that the Most High had sent to him. But the Pharaoh would not hearken to the voice of the Most High. Now, I'm telling you, when you go before this false Messiah, he's going to be laughing. when they're gonna be doing the gift giving because they celebrate Christmas and they hear us all the time talking about, hey, you're not the Christ. We have the real Messiah. We need to be in our land. We need to go. I don't know you. Okay. This is why the Most High in Second Thessalonians, we will consume him with the fire of our mouth. Okay, this is where Kuswa Kongo will play his role. Okay, and when he sends when he sends the army against this joker, they will let us go. Okay, but see, the reality is they don't even believe that we're legit right now. They're like, oh, these people, do they even really have power? Do they show it? And that's part of the problem. And it says, and Moses went and came unto the house of Pharaoh, spoke to him the words, when not hearken. And the Most High roused his might in Kamata upon Pharaoh and his subjects, and the Most High smote Pharaoh and his people with great sore plagues. Okay? So don't think, like the Most High, like he says, he has his wonders and Shaitani has his wonders. But his wonders will also include whom? The house of the pharaohs, the house of the king. It will affect the false Messiah himself. Okay? So it's going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. I thought you could stop this. Oh, no, watch me do this now. See, I'll stop it. Okay? But why did it even affect you? You're supposed to be God right here. See, the Most High is saying his lion signs, not his lion, his signs and wonders will impact even those who worship the fallen angels themselves. Now, will they tell you? No, they'll try to hide it. This is what they try to say. And see, one of the things that kind of happened, you see here in America, you see a lot of the things that's going on, like the fires and the hurricanes and the floods and everything. And they're making it seem like, oh, we're just having some historical bad rain, some historical fires. Oh, it's climate change. What? No, that's the way they hiding the fact that the Most High is fighting for Isolele. And they know it. He's fighting for us. But they can't tell the Christians. They can't tell the Muslims. They can't tell the Jews. They can't tell anybody. Because then it destroys the mystery of who we are, the mystery of who they are, and what's really going on. Because now they are they have to expose the fact they are liars. Okay? So when we hear people, this is what a reason why we hear, oh, conspiracy theory or false flag or all these different things. Okay? These things were created so that we miss how the Most High is working for us. So that we miss that this is about Bantu people becoming a nation again. That we miss the fact that our Father wants us to be saved from this land. So we have a tendency to go and see something happen. Oh, he's not really sick. He just saying that. We don't know, because it says the Most High said when he stretches out his hands with a plague, even the Pharaoh's house is affected. But they won't tell you why. Okay? And the Most High sent upon the hand of Aaron and turned all the waters of Kamata into blood, and with all their streams and rivers. And this is something that just even happened in the land of the so-called people, where the pool of the Dead Sea turned red. And when I saw it, they were like, "Oh, it's the algae. Oh, it's this." They were coming up with all kind of excuses why this water turned red, other than the fact that the Most High is telling you, you guys are not the people, and your time has come to be judged. Okay, because they're not going to tell you that, because in the world's going to say, okay, so if you're not the people, why did he, if you guys are the people, why did he make the water turn red by where you guys are? That's kind of odd that a plague of Egypt showed up in the so-called land. How did that happen? You see, then they have to come back and say, oh yeah, you know, well, we kind of lied. They're not going to say that. That's what we have to understand, okay? And when Kamata came to drink and draw the water, he looked in his pitcher, and when an Egyptian his pitcher, and behold, the water was turned into blood, and he came to drink from this cup, the water, and the cup became blood. And when women kneaded her dough and cooked the victuals, their appearance was turned that to that of blood. And the Most High sent again a curse all over the waters to bring forth frogs, and all the frogs came into the house of the Egyptians, of the people of Kamata. Now, I'm going to give you a secret to why you have the chemicals that they have created. I've talked about this once before. Do you understand the whole purpose behind pest control is their way of countering these plagues that they have experienced in the past? So when they go and they pray, when the Most High, he sends locusts, they spray the crops with pest control so that the locusts die and they don't destroy the crops. So you don't see that this was something the Most High sent. They just say, oh, those pesky bugs, you spray them with this, you spray them with that. Okay, then you go to the store and you buy things for your house to get frog. If you get, there's places that frogs come up. Oh, let's go get, stuff to help keep frogs away, and all these different things, because they don't want you to understand. They want you to understand they're trying to now counter the plagues so that you won't notice it, that it's a plague. Okay? So the chemists and the people have now gotten smarter, this so-called smarter this time, and say, oh yeah, so when he brings these things, we have something to counter it. When he tries to bring famine, we have the fake food so that we don't starve to death. When he tries to bring the pestilence, we have the stuff to spray the pestilence so they don't do damage. Why is this significant? Because it hides the mystery. Because all of these things are happening to us because we're under a judgment. But they can't tell the people that. So they use the media. They use all kind of stuff to come up with all kind of different things to say, oh yeah, this hurricane, it formed off of the coast, but they don't say why. Okay, the hurricane's jacking us up because we are under judgment, but you can't tell them that. These tornadoes are ripping through people's house because of all of the Bantus that were killed during the time of slavery, during the time of Jim Crow. All the people that suffered, the Most High's remembrance is there. And all of these things are starting to tear through, the fires that are eating up California because of all of the way that Bantu people have been mistreated out there by having to kill each other as Crips and Bloods. And they don't understand this. Okay? But they have created a narrative to falsify what's happening. The only thing that is going to change that is when we show up with the power. Okay, hallelujah, correct. When that power manifests of the Most High, they can't deny it. This is when it becomes real. But again, they're going to still tell, remember, every time something happened with the Most High in Egypt, the Egyptians were given an excuse by the conjurers. Oh, watch us turn the water into blood, O king, and watch us poof. See, we made it all blood. So that the Pharaoh would be like, oh man, this is a parlor trick. This is just a game. Y'all messing with me. Y'all a bunch of magicians. That's what they were telling them. Okay. So now they're telling the people, oh, this is just climate change. Nothing to worry about. Nothing. I mean, this is just, we got to do something about it. And of course, what have they blamed it on? Oh, it's blamed on overpopulation and too much smog in the air and all these different things. Never mind that those things were created to afflict us on purpose, for one, and two, that it's not, they're not causing the problem, it's the Most High. Yes, there is an effect being had. Or say, oh yeah, oh, I lost my connection. I don't know what just happened. Okay, the weather patterns. It's like the tornadoes, the hurricanes, the earthquakes. Oh, the sun is too hot. The earth is warming up. It's overheating. It's because too many people doing this, too many people doing that. No, it's an excuse because they don't want to tell you what's really going on. They know what's going on, but because Kamata is now worldwide, it has to sound the same worldwide. All the excuses that they give for what's going on, that's why the news is controlled. That's why what they tell you is a false narrative. They know the reason why people are killing each other. The spiritual world is starting to change. Even here where I live, crime has started to increase. Why? Because as the spiritual realm becomes more to the Most High, the demons begin to manifest for what they are. Okay? Even in Kamata, the people injured each other. The animals attacked the people in Kamata. It's going to happen again. Okay? So one of the things we have to be careful in this time frame, especially now, especially with what happened today, especially for the things that are coming really soon. Remember, the lying signs and wonders of Shaitani is designed for everybody to be affected, even the Bantu people. The Most High signs and wonders is targeting those who are keeping his people captive, even those who are his own that are gatekeepers, who haven't left the harlot, who are going to be cut off. So the chosen, the Most High will help keep you protected from his lying signs and wonders, but he will impact the ones he's trying to punish. That's going to be the difference. So you will know, man, if they're trying to get me, this is not the Most High. This line, sign, and wonder. If this sign and wonder is trying to affect you as a Bantu, where they're trying to make your life, miserable, like how they did, they make the taskmasters made their life miserable. They're doing things to make your life miserable. That's Shaitani. Because the Most High is about bringing his people back to repentance and peace and to a kingdom. So he's going to do his best to counter, just like what happened, anything they try to throw at us and make them pay for it where they will shake. Okay? So I'm an hour and a half. I just want people to understand, yes, what happened today was game on. Y'all don't understand. They want us to be disconnected from our brothers and sisters in Africa. If you see, there was a report that when it hit, that people's livelihoods were wiped out in Nigeria because many people are using Facebook for their livelihood. Okay. So you see how the social media platforms are going to start having an impact on the world itself as they begin to have issues with internet, with, it's going to be devastation here pretty soon, especially with the reset. When this dollar comes crashing down because the Most High brings a famine, because they don't understand, the dollar coming crashing down is a famine to Kamata. It is to make the people be broke. But here's the thing, the Most High is already has a plan in effect that we're actually doing right now, to where the people that are chosen, they won't be affected by it. So if you are really with the Most High, when He sends this famine, you won't have to worry about the famine. You see? Hallelujah. Yes, oh, He is. Okay. So what I'm saying is, when the Most High brings a plague, you will be covered. When they bring a plague, they're going to try to damage you. That's why everybody's like, oh no, this has happened, this happened, this happened. We don't have to panic. The Most High has the plans in place to protect those that when they try to do something. Even Simon Toko said that this war that's coming will be planned by unscrupulous men. Okay? Trust me when I say the Most High he said, He will be the wings of the eagle protecting you, to where 1,000 fall on one side, 10,000 on one side, but nothing will come nigh thee. So you will see people like, whoa, all this stuff is going on, but I'm fine. That's how it's going to be, because they cannot take away the whole people He's chosen. They can't do it. It can't happen. And we have to trust in the Most High that whatever they throw at us, the Malakas are going to be like, what is that? What was that? A gnat? Okay. They know. Yes, are we going to go through some trying times and it's going to be easy? No. The scriptures say that. Many of us will have to deal with some hardships. But the Most High will, and that's why it says, he or she who, and I'll put the she in there because they love to remove the women out the scriptures. We of us who endure to the end will what? We will be saved. We will be saved. So you can't all of a sudden, because they look like they're going to challenge you and say, oh, they come to your door, you have to, the Most High got you. Okay? That's one of the reasons why He said to put the banners up. Because the banners signify what? Who you belong to. Because the spirit world will see those banners and be like, oh, that's one of them. Okay, we got to bypass. We can't go to that one. Okay, the next one they go to. Because they will know the spirits, because these people will have spiritual beings in them, and they will recognize the Bakongo. Okay? So I will say to this family, we as Isolele, as Banabetu, nothing should be more joyful. Hallelujah. That the signs are now here, that soon we're going to be a nation again. Because everything is coming together. Everything is coming together, but we all must do our part. You know, I will say this, that we need to understand in this awakening. Not everybody can be the foot, not everybody can be the knee, not everybody can be the elbow, not everybody can be the head, not everybody can be the shoulder, but we all have a part to play. We all have our significant role to play. And we all must work in unison. That's why they don't want the Kintwadi. They don't want to see the elders come together, like we've talked about in the scriptures. They want to keep us bickering about and debating, because when we start to come together now, it's like, oh, no, no. Okay. They no longer are at each other's throats. Now it's over for us. It's done. Then there's nothing we can do, but they'll still try to say, oh, we're still going to win, though. Yeah, right. That's what they always say. They think they always have a chance, but they don't have a clue. All right. Zola Quingy family and Sambo Lolo, I thank you for tuning in. I know I should have said something sooner to get more people on, but I'm sure people will watch this later. But like I said, do not fall for these lying signs and wonders, because there's going to be many of them. There's going to be whoppers. There's going to be things like you're sitting there like, there's no way this can be real. Is this really real? Because they have so much technology now that they can literally have people walking down the street and you think it's a real person. No problem. Matonde tatanzame, tutonde lemenge for tuning in. You know, you saw how they put the horse in the sky flying, okay? They're all like, "Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!" I can even tell that the gait of way it was running, that it didn't fit the normal gait of a horse. So it obviously was digital. Okay, they put that big old panther that comes in the stadium of the Carolina Panthers, big old cancer. It jumped. I mean, it looks like a giant panther comes in the stadium. What would you do if you see that walking down the street? What will you do when you see certain things? It's like, whoa, what is that? You see, there was a person, they even showed this video. I think it was in China. They showed this blue beam looking creature of a giant fallen angel demon, huge demon walking down, like walking and turning like this. And people were just like, ah, ah, ah. They were screaming their heads off. And it was like, it looks fake. You can't see that. It was huge. It was walking down the street. People were just sitting there like crying. They were screaming and crying and like, oh my gosh, it's going to kill us. And the thing wasn't even, it was just walking, turning its head like this. It wasn't even doing anything. So you could tell it was a program. Okay. So yeah, we're going to get some whoppers, people, and we got to get ready. And also, I wanted to mention this thing about the darkness, because I don't know if my brother's still on here, whether or not. There's going to be a, how should I say this? There will be power outages, but how they happen are not going to be what they say, because this is a plague that's coming too. Power outages, because the Most High is afflicting this place now. They will suffer through the cold winters. They will suffer through the heat with no air conditioning. What do you think they're trying to run around putting solar panels on everybody's house now, so that they say, "Oh, if now you don't have to worry about it." That's the answer to when the Most High brings the power outages start. But even then, they can still malfunction if you're not with the Most High. You don't ever know, because if you're not one of His chosen, you don't get the benefit. Okay. All right. Once again, Zola Kwingi, Sambololo, Eme Congo Rain, Ingeta. Have a good night, everybody.